I'd like to ask you about the current volume of Indian investment in Egypt. I need to ask you also, are there any plans to expand into new sectors?
A very interesting question, because I'll tell you why. When I was here in 1992, I think we had one company, the Carbon Black, Alexandria Carbon Black, which had started operations in 1991, late 80s.
Yes.
But since then, today, I find we have a large number of Indian companies, more than 55. The investment is more than $5 billion, more than $4.5 billion. But as we speak, I'm very glad to inform that on 2 days ago, on Thursday, we did the groundbreaking ceremony for 2 Indian factories. And there are 3 other Indian factories, 3 other Indian projects, one for a $500 million fertilizer plant, and then there are 2 other renewable energy projects, each for $500 million. And if all the 3 come together, then you are talking of more than $1.5 billion of immediate investment which is going to be happening here. But what is also interesting is that today morning, I mean just before coming here, I had a meeting with another Indian company which is planning to put up a factory also here. Years ago and today we have many companies with close to $5 billion investment.
55 company.
And also the interesting part is that they are directly employing more than 45,000 Egyptians. Directly employing more than 45,000. But indirectly, they are employing another 50,000 Egyptians. And but frankly speaking, when we look at the size of India's economy today, when we are looking at it as becoming more than $4.5 trillion, and so the Indian companies are becoming very active abroad. They are going and investing in many countries. And as per one report, I read that last month, the Indian companies had invested about $5 billion in different countries. And I believe there is potential to attract more investment into Egypt, and I look forward to working with the government of Egypt in attracting more Indian companies to come to Egypt.
If I can ask you about the what is the main imports and export from between the 2 countries, and there any efforts to reduce the trade deficit?
I think trade is always good for both countries, especially because when the trade happens, when you have a large amount of import happening, because there is a need for the product, right? And but I do believe there is a lot more Egypt can export to India, because we have a large market in India.
Yes.
We have a 300 million middle class, and we have it's not expensive to be exporting to India from here. The cost of logistics is low, and there are many products in agriculture which can be exported to India. Like for example, you're exporting the citrus, the oranges, you're exporting the strawberry. I want to see the pomegranate from Asyut, from pomegranates to go to India, and I hope to see them soon. Of course, the fertilizers, again Egypt is a big exporter to India. There are a lot of products which Egypt can actively increase in exporting to India.
Perfect. So how do you assess Egypt's current investment climate, and what makes the Egyptian market attractive for Indian investment, especially in light of Egypt's free trade agreement with regional and global blocs?
I think Egypt is a large economy. It's a very dynamic economy. It has got a large population. So Egypt itself is a very attractive market for foreign companies to come and put a factory here. Now comes the second point. I think the government is doing a great job in terms of making it easy to do business here. I must really congratulate the government on what they are doing in Egypt. That is a feedback I'm getting from my investors, that they are finding that Egypt is a very attractive destination, also because of the policies of the government. But location-wise, naturally, Egypt is a very attractive location. It is very conveniently located, because you can have access to the African market. This side you can have to Europe, and of course to the extended neighborhood. You can have access to various markets by being from Egypt. But you see, I feel there are a lot of areas in which we can work together. Like in the field of digital technology. Today you are aware that India is considered to be the capital of startups. Today our companies in the field of digital technology, there's a lot of potential for them to come here. I think with some tweaking of policies, with some modification, they'll be able to attract a lot of companies in the digital technology field, number one. And in the manufacturing, today India is considered to be the 5th largest manufacturing country. And I think by December we will become the 4th largest manufacturing country. And in this case, we have large potential for our companies to come to Egypt with their technology to put up factories here to do the manufacturing. And that is what I want to do. I want to attract more Indian companies to come to Egypt and to establish manufacturing facilities in Egypt. Because when we look at a stable economy, when we look at a self-sustaining and autonomic system, a country enjoying its autonomic position, manufacturing plays a very important role. That gives you a stable economy, and that gives you the value addition for also accelerating your socio-economic development. And that is where I believe Indian companies can play a very important role by coming and making Egypt a manufacturing hub for not only Egypt, but for the extended region in the neighborhood.